What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate, reverse rants, no hate. So, I guess everybody knows by now situation going on with Jake Paul. Today is Sunday the 26th, and I've been moving around doing a lot of things. So, I started to make the video last week. I said, nah, I'll wait on this. But it just proves to you guys what I've been saying to you. And if you guys really just pay attention, you'll see, like, yeah, the steps that leads to one thing. After it comes into play, everything comes into fruition. That's when people start to really pay attention and say, oh, I can't believe. Just look at it. You see it building up. Jake Paul, okay? And for anybody watching that don't know, Jake Paul, for him to beat Fury, okay, Paul Fury, he'll be ranked, right? He'll be ranked. I saw that and said, okay. So he'll be ranked if he wins by the WBC. And I told you guys, all sanctioning bodies move. They all move funny. They all do a lot of suspect things. The WBC just moves a little extra, okay? Just last year, okay, a couple of months ago, you know what people were saying about Jake Paul when people like myself and other people were bringing these points up that he's trying to use boxers that are way past their prime but have credibility, okay? MMA fighters that are way past their prime but have some credibility, to where if he's to beat them or even give them a run for their money, okay, people are going to look at that and say, oh, Jake Paul can fight. Look at what Logan Paul's situation. People talked about how, man, but it's a moral victory. He said the same thing. Why? Because I went the distance with Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, a guy way past his prime and like 40 pounds smaller than you. Whatever, because, I mean, think about it. Casuals don't know the difference between world-class fighters and YouTube fighters. They don't know the difference. They don't care about those little details. It's just, oh, he went the distance with Floyd. Yo, Floyd's the GOAT. He's TBE. When we say these things, you know the first thing people say? Especially about Jake Paul more so than Logan. Logan is more caught up into the WWE right now. Anyway. But you got to understand, Aries, he only has a handful of fights. You don't think I know that? That's my whole point. That's why people think they can just get up off of a couch and go fight a pro fight, a boxer, and win, because they think that's what Jake Paul is doing. The Aries do understand. Duh. That's why I say the things I say. Now, isn't it funny how they go from a couple of months ago saying, yeah, but because I'm saying he's not going to fight a ranked fighter. He doesn't want to fight anyone that's really in the top 10 or top 15. He don't want no real smoke. Right? Listen, now all of a sudden, if he wins this fight, he's ranked by the WBC. Do you guys think that that's fair to fighters that basically are out there grinding it out, fighting world-class fighters? Fury's not a world-class fighter. He's not even that good. He sucks. Let's be real. So for him to beat him and become ranked by the WBC, it's a money grab. It's a popularity thing. It's, this guy's a big draw. He's doing a lot of good things for boxing right now, for the women's division, and you know, he's bringing eyes to the sport. This is boxing has lost its essence. It's become more entertainment than it has. It's viewed more for the entertainment than it is for the actual sport itself. So I see this kind of stuff and I'm like, God damn. If only people would open their eyes and understand. Boxing as we knew it, the things that we respected about it, are dying. Not even slowly, they're just dying. And basically, this new wave of fighters will not have that same grit, heart, and determination overall. For the simple fact, like I said, they're all hungry when they're younger. Once they finally get to that point where, okay, I am getting $1 million fights, it changes. And the guys that you're speaking up for, like the Jaron Ennis's, the Virgil Ortiz's, guys like that, you just hope that they don't become like the same type of fighters that they're speaking against right now for doing the same things. But again, because once they get there, they don't want to go backwards. Now, let me say this, and this is something that I've spoken about before, but let me reiterate really quick. Once you get to a certain level in fights, when you hear the guy say, I don't want to start fighting younger fighters, they don't mean like, oh, he's too young, he'll beat me. No, they mean, what they're saying is guys who haven't really accomplished anything yet. Yeah, this kid is good. He's really good. But I beat him. I'm supposed to beat him. He hasn't done anything yet. That's the first thing they're going to say. If I don't fight him, then I'm ducking him because I know he's a threat. They're going to say that. I can't make them happy. I can't make everybody happy. But fighting this guy, I'm not afraid of the risk. It's the fact there's no money fighting him. Or there's a lot less money fighting him. Why? Because he's not a good dance partner financially on the business side of things. So even if the fans are saying, oh, but this guy, he can fight, I'm aware. Okay, I'm aware he can fight. But on the business side of things, the networks have to want it for one. Yes, I have to want it, but they have to want it. You know, these different platforms that are involved, they have to want it. And if the money is not there, then no. Now, the problem is the fighters don't say that. They give you every other excuse. And they will say, oh, he's done nothing, he's fought nobody, but they try to speak as if, oh, he's not on my level. No, this guy may very well be on your level. He may even beat you. But at the same time, business-wise, he's still a small fish. That's what happens. That's what's going to continue to happen. The problem is, if you overlook a guy like Jaron Ennis, then you go fight someone that Jaron Ennis will smoke out their boots, then that really makes you look bad. Because, well, why did do you mean the networks didn't want you versus Jaron, but they wanted you versus this Joe Blow over here? Like, you know, so that type of stuff is easier to see through. Unless you're just completely blind and just such a fan that, you know, your head's between those cheeks and you just can't see because you don't want to. The reality is, for what Jake Paul is doing, how do you break into the top 10, top 15 or whatever? By beating someone that's not even ranked in the top 10 or top 15. And for one, for this guy to suck the way he does, right? Let's say he was ranked. What did he do to get there? So basically, based on popularity, we're going to let Jake Paul leapfrog over all these other guys that are out there, that are making a way, trying to get there, grinding it out, but they're real fighters. But they don't have Jake Paul's popularity or his business sense. See, people are going to want to see Jake now. Jake Paul said he wanted to be light heavyweight champ of the world. He's been fighting at 190, something like that, 199 or whatever. Whatever's, okay? So, if he's going to fight at 175, can you really see him beating Dimitri Bivol or even being competitive? Can you see him really doing anything with a real quality fighter? I won't be surprised if Jake Paul winds up being a cruiserweight. Because there's no names there. And there's a couple of people that he could fight that they're not even ranked, even for him to be ranked. See, and that's the thing people have to understand. Even if they rank him, he can still go fight guys ranked 300, 400. Okay, he can still go and do things like that. Fight guys that are basically no ones. And you'll watch him through time. See, it's a let's get him in there, let's get him in the mix, but we're not going to give him, any top tier guys. Let him, no matter how high he's ranked, you know, he's not known for his boxing. He's known for being a YouTuber. Now the boxing comes after the YouTube stuff, right? So let's get him in the mix and let him fight a bunch of nobodies. That way people can't say, well, why is he fighting these older fighters that are no longer half of what they used to be? Why is he fighting MMA guys? Why is he doing, now we'll put him in there with guys that are actual boxers, but not that good. The difference is, as long as he's winning, he'll climb higher and higher. Those guys he's fighting are not even ranked. That's what you're going to see happen. Every time I say something happens, is going to happen, it happens, right? It's just so simple to see. Okay? 168, 175. Who in the hell do you think Jake Paul can beat? What guy, who's he going to beat? Whatever he decides, whatever weight class, or whatever, I really don't care. I'm not really interested. When I saw that, I said, damn, you mean to tell me that this guy, like the Fury fight thing, I'm not interested in none of that shit. But I told you guys, the politics, not only has it pretty much, of taking the respect away from boxing, but it's the type of thing where they're proud of this type of shit. Mauricio Suleiman is a guy that will tell you things, but always try to say things in a way where it's not him or the WBC that's wrong. It's just people don't like change. No one should like this kind of stuff, man. It's like I told you guys, when you work at a place, right? And they go by seniority. Like if you work mostly like a union job, they'll work by seniority, right? They do things in that order. We need supervisors. We need management. They post it. They go by seniority. How does somebody just come out of nowhere and they leapfrog over the people with seniority? See, in boxing, they want people who can put asses in seats. It's the same thing in professional wrestling, right? You can come out, get on that microphone and talk shit, but be a half-ass wrestler. But if people are paying to come see you, that's all they care about. Money, 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 money. That's what it's business. That's all they care about. If fucking Pee Wee Herman decided he wanted to go become a professional wrestler and people was interested in it, you'd see people, Pee Wee would be coming out and he'd be out there doing what he's doing and saying what he's saying. They don't care. See, there's no more prestige in boxing with these champions for the simple fact that, see, this is how backwards it is. A guy like Devin Haney, who's trying to fight the best fighters, right? You have these whack, weird YouTubers that make up lies, make up stories. They'll give you a thumbnail to get you to watch, and all they're doing is talking about what they heard or sources say, blah, blah, blah. But yet, you don't want to give Devin Haney his props and understand this dude is the champion at 135, trying to make the fights happen, right? But then you guys sit up here and keep talking about Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia and crossing your fingers and hoping it doesn't happen. But the guy that wants the fights, oh man, they're just capping. Oh, but he's boring. Oh, but nobody. It's so funny to me how these guys that you guys call killers and they're at the top of the food chain can't be the boring guy. It doesn't add up to me. Because basically, when I watch a fight and I'm sitting here watching skills, technical aspect of everything, and you see these fighters that's supposed to win because they talk a lot of shit and people get behind them because, they're entertaining. Why? Because they got big mouths? Let's just be real. We went from saying George Kambosos is not well known. There's no way he's going to beat Teofimo Lopez. Not me. Just people in general. I never said it. Well, what I'm saying, People wind up saying that he beats, Teofimo Lopez. Oh, yeah, but he couldn't breathe. And Bob Arum said, call Bob Arum a liar. But now when Bob Arum speaks on behalf of someone, that you want to see win, now all of a sudden, Bob Arum is no longer a liar, right? But Teofimo Lopez, okay? Remember, he's the same guy who basically said Lomachenko was making excuses about his shoulder. Lomachenko takes the fucking photo, laying up with his shoulder bandaged up, and Teofimo, after he loses to Kambosos, takes a picture with the oxygen mask on. Look, why do you think he took it with that mask on? To show, see? Something was really wrong. That doesn't prove shit. Did he seem like he was dehydrated or he was short on breath? Did you see anything that looked like it was affecting him in that fight? Nah. Kambosos was just better than him. Devin Haney, okay, Ryan Garcia, Rolly Romero, all these guys at 135. Remember, Teofimo said he has a better resume than all of those guys. He said Kambosos had a better resume than them and was a better fighter than them. He thinks he beat all of them. He tried to pump Kambosos up, right? Isn't it funny that he lost to Kambosos? And then think about it. He lost to Kambosos, and then after he lost, he said it was a setup. He won the fight, but then he turns around and says it was set up for Devin Haney to win. Meaning, this guy can't beat Devin Haney. So you knew you was full of shit when you said George Kambosos was better than Devin Haney. He was better than Ryan Garcia and all these guys. Remember, he said they need to fight each other to prove that they belong in the ring with me. But yet, Kambosos was worthy, but they weren't. Right? So let's not forget that. So this is the same guy that said, since he became champion, you're going to see this generation is going to be different. You're going to see the best fight the best. Look at the 135 division right now. And the guy with the belt is the hunter, not the hunted. How backwards is that? So just saying, when you look at it, this boxing is losing its luster, man. Look at the heavyweight division. When Aries say, there's no guarantee we're going to get Fury versus Usyk. There's definitely no guarantee we're going to get Joshua versus Wilder, because this is something that's been ongoing for years now. We don't know what's going to happen. But I said, Usyk going to end up having to fight mandatories. And that's when all of a sudden Fury's going to, I want the Usyk fight. He's going to fight this guy. Okay, right. All of these things that are happening in boxing is all about who can get the bigger pot, who can get the money grab. You heard Frank Warren say out of his own mouth when they said, if not Usyk, then who? He said, we're going where the money is. Wherever the money is. I don't care about the money. Money doesn't make me. I had money. I donated my money. I this and this and this. Right? Okay, now it's all about money. But Aries, you got to understand he has a family. No, dipshit. That's what I'm telling you guys. I do understand. So when these guys are telling you it's not about the money, it's always about the money. Do you go to work for free? Now, if you're a volunteer and you don't care about feeding your family and you can live off of volunteer, off of nothing, then so be it. Because if that's the case, you obviously not a homeowner and you live with someone that's not charging you anything, something like that. But volunteer work doesn't feed me, doesn't pay bills, it doesn't put food on my table, doesn't take care of our home. Okay? So it's the same thing. That's what these boxers have. This is what they do. Okay? Endorsements are only going to work when you're a top brand. You get on a losing streak, no, they drop you. So boxing is the main focus. It should be, right? Why isn't it for Ryan Garcia? Why do you think these guys, as young as they are not in the ring fighting? Fight once in a while, make a bunch of TikTok videos, a bunch of Instagram, Facebook, talking shit, get on YouTube, making videos, talking shit, but they're not getting in the ring. And they make every excuse as to why they can't do something, but it's always indirect shit. Well, I did my part. As I'm saying, 1 minute, Tank wants to fight. Ryan wants to fight. The next minute, Tank is scared. The next minute, Ryan is scared. It's nonsense. You don't see this kind of shit happening in the UFC. You don't see this kind of shit happening at one championship tournaments. You don't see this happening at K1 tournaments. Now, a fight can be postponed because of certain things, but I mean, just overall, you don't see this kind of stuff happening. These guys going on social media taking shots, but they won't get in the ring with each other. Then you have these fake, oh, Ryan Garcia gets dropped in sparring and then nothing happens. They're showing a thumbnail, but what happens is the guy is talking and it may be Ryan Garcia sparring, but he doesn't get dropped. And you know what he's saying? Sources say that he was dropped by such and such in sparring, and this and this and that, and such happened in this. It could be true. It may not. We don't know. And this is what they're wasting our goddamn time with. This is why it's just like I laugh at a lot of shit. And listen what's so funny. We've seen for months Rolly Romero constantly talking about he wants to rematch with Tank Davis. He's not in the mix with Tank Davis right now. But he constantly keeps bringing Tank up and talking shit. And he speaks about Tank with so much anger, like he hates the guy, right? Did you not see the video a couple of weeks ago where Rolly Romero was in a gym training? Tank rolls up with some people. Rolly comes out there, shake hands with him. Everything's all peace, right? So when he jumped back on the video talking shit about Tank, are you going to be entertained by this bullshit and not realize he's just running his mouth? Not saying he doesn't really want the rematch, but saying it's all bullshit. If I do not like you, you're not rolling up to a gym to speak to me. If I don't like you, I'm not going to shake your hand. I'm not going to talk to you and act like it's all good if I don't like you. And I keep telling you guys, it's all fake beef. It's fake, stupid bullshit. Why? Because people say, oh, he's entertaining as fuck. Really? To who? A fucking 12-year-old? I'm all about the action, man. All this blah, blah doesn't mean anything. And that's what we're getting. Drama. Soap opera type stuff. That's what this is. You have a fucking YouTuber who found his way into boxing, who's about to be ranked. Yet last year, just like I said a couple months ago, but you know he doesn't have that much experience yet, so he can't fight against a top tier guy. Right, and he's going to be ranked for beating someone that's not a top tier guy. So what is it that you think Aries don't understand? Or any other content creator with some common fucking sense that are bringing up these same points. So it is what it is. No, it doesn't make or break me. It's just boxing, but it's pathetic, man. I mean, honestly, I watch this stuff and it's just like, what the fuck am I watching, man? In the past 2 weeks, there's been boxing matches, there's been fights, and it's been very silent. Nobody's even talking about the fights that took place. So it's the type of thing, again, if it's not big names, nobody cares. Floyd just had an exhibition. Floyd is doing exhibition work, and you got people still talking about Floyd. Floyd this, Floyd versus Pacquiao, Floyd should have fought this guy, Floyd versus Keith. Like, really? So those people you don't even have a conversation with because it's like it leads to nothing, and they don't even have a thinking process, okay? And a man gets paid more for doing exhibitions. A man is more entertaining doing exhibitions than these so-called world-class fighters who find every excuse to not fight each other. We've been hearing about Errol Spence versus Keith Thurman, right? Did you guys not see a video that was posted last week? And I saw about 3 more thumbnails of the same thing. Errol Spence in the gym training for Terrence Crawford. How? So he's going to fight Crawford and Thurman the same night? He's fighting, right, that's what we heard. He's going to 154 to fight Keith Thurman. Now all of a sudden he's training for Crawford. Where's the follow-up? Where's this information coming from? There's nothing. Boxing personalities, they're full of lies, they're full of deceit, they're full of bullshit. Simple. And this is what boxing has become. Social media nonsense. They come on social media. Blah, blah, blah. He's a bitch. I'll fuck him up. I'm a real nigga straight like that. That nigga's a bitch. I fucked him up in sparring. I punched him in the face. He didn't do nothing. You could even ask such and such. I was this. I was that. I did this. I don't care about the belts. Belts don't matter no more. Oh, it's all about, but I deserve a title shot. It just blah, blah, blah. Hypocrisy, stupidity, ignorant, immature bullshit. Boxing fucking sucks. And it's been this way for a long fucking time. So when you see shit like this, right? Jake Paul's a businessman. I don't expect him to do anything different. I mean, I can remember turning a position down as a manager position because at the time I wasn't ready. I told him, I said, it's a big responsibility. And I don't want to be responsible for something I'm not ready for. And then I'm letting people down because I can't hold my end up fully. It's a whole lot of shit that I need to learn before I can do that. When my time came, I took it. I seized that moment. Boom, excelled at it. So I turned something down that people, shit, that was me, I did it. Right, because you're a selfish, ignorant son of a bitch. And guess what? Once you say, I do, everything is on you that goes wrong. It's not everybody else that, no, it's you. You're the one that we put you in this position. You wanted it. You accepted it. We believe in you. It's up to you to get it done. So basically, yeah. Let's just manufacture fighters, move them along. And as long as people are paying to see, that's all we care about. And I told you guys, when I see that the Zone is the one putting these shows on for these YouTubers and they have fucking sellout crowds and the crowds are energetic from the first fight to the last, like, goddamn. You notice that? When these YouTubers fight, half the building's not empty. The building is full from the first to the last fight. Why is it not like that with boxing? Why is boxing still the one combat sport that the building is half empty until like the last 2 or 3 fights maybe? I mean, it's really crazy. Boxing fucking sucks. It stinks. It's trash. It's lost its essence. It's lost its purity. Has it always had bullshit involved? Abso-fucking-lutely. But when it gets to the point where you can't get the fights that you need to see, that need to happen, that you want to see, you can't get the right situations to happen, everything's just money, money, money. And listen, I don't blame Floyd Mayweather for this shit. I know a lot of people say that, but I'm going to explain something to you guys. Floyd Mayweather put up with a lot of bullshit before he finally became that guy. And Floyd put the work in. You guys are sleeping on his resume. Okay? And at the end of the day, in his career, he's had rematch with Marcos Maidana. He had rematch with Jose Luis Castillo. Pacquiao had 4 fucking fights with Marquez. 3 fights with Tim Bradley. How many times he fought Eric Morales? That's a lot of fucking rematches. Okay? But then you're like, but he fought everybody. No, he didn't fight everybody. That's why I say the same shit. You say Floyd never fought Vernon Forrest. Neither did Pacquiao. He fought Zab Judah. I think Pacquiao would have beat Zab Judah, but he didn't fight Zab Judah. You don't think Floyd would have beat Tim Bradley? Okay, you don't think he would have... These guys brought nothing to the table that Floyd wouldn't be able to figure out. But Floyd didn't fight Winky Wright. Neither did Pacquiao. But Floyd didn't fight Kell Brook. Neither did Pacquiao. But Floyd didn't fight Amir Khan. Neither did Pacquiao. Yeah, I mean, so when you say these things with Floyd, no. What Floyd did, he learned the bullshit in boxing, the politics. He's watching these old wrinkly, pruny motherfuckers sit up here on acres of land in million, mansions, and they're not taking a single punch. But yet, here he is, getting all this attention, but still not getting the type of money that he felt he wanted. Came to HBO with a business proposal. They decided, nah, Floyd, that's an insane amount of money. Okay, no hard feelings. He goes to Showtime. Showtime, you got a deal, Floyd. Max Kellerman, Jim Lampley sat here, had a show that was created for the sole purpose of trying to turn the boxing audience against Floyd Mayweather. Floyd's this, he's that. Oh, he goes over to Showtime. Showtime's going to go out of business because they're going to pay this guy money that they won't be able to recoup from. Because Floyd, I mean, he has attention, but he doesn't have a country behind him. His own country, they don't even support him, right? Including you and Jim Lampley and Max Kellerman. Of course, the same 2 guys talking, right? And what network dropped boxing? Not Showtime. HBO. So you guys are the ones who ended up out of work. And the crazy part about it, you could have took that time to promote fighters that's on the HBO roster, okay, that's contracted with them, and build them up. You could have found the next star. Why didn't you guys pay Manny Pacquiao? Since Manny Pacquiao was so much better than Floyd, right? He's that guy. He has a country behind him. Why didn't you say, nah, you know what? We're going to give Manny Pacquiao a hell of a deal. So Showtime, they have Floyd, but we got Pacquiao. Why didn't you guys do that? Huh? Why? And it's funny because at the end of the day, after the fight, and you know, it was on both cross platforms, but after the fight happened, well, we knew Floyd was going to win. No, stop it. Because if you thought he was going to win, that's not what you even said. And that fight, when it initially was supposed to happen, all Pacquiao had to do was agree to the test and shit. I'm all stuttering. That's all you had to do. Take the urine sample. Take the blood. Just take your test. That's all. I'm gonna take the same test you're gonna take. Oh, but my religion is against my religion. And just being sarcastic, making stupid excuses. He gets knocked out by Marquez. Manny Pacquiao refused to stop saying Floyd Mayweather's name. Why? Because he needs Floyd now. Now what does he do? Oh, he took whatever Floyd gave him. Because he was talking 50-50. I mean, it wasn't Floyd making excuses to not fight Pacquiao. This is a fucking fact. It's a fucking fact. Then Floyd did jail time. He was trying to make this happen before. And even when he told him he was going to, I'll wire you $20 million now, and then the rest later, did Pacquiao deny that shit? No. And you want to know the difference too? The media didn't hound Pacquiao like they try to do Floyd and other fighters. Floyd ain't have a problem. We're not going to talk about Pacquiao. We're not here to talk about this and that. No. Why? It's no fight. So what are we talking about? Just have another fighter trying to, using my name to keep him in the spotlight. At the end of the fucking day, Floyd would have got $50 million. Pacquiao would have got $30 million. And they went from that to Floyd getting $300 million and Pacquiao getting $100 million. So it was way more lucrative for them. And yeah, it's business. It's always business. The problem is most of the fucking fighters don't understand. They don't have that business savvy. Floyd has that shit. And that's why he did what he did and why he's still the only billion-dollar fighter in the fucking business. So at the end of the day, he put the work in. He had his own path. Can't blame Floyd for fucking up. No, Floyd ain't fuck up boxing. Promoters fucked up boxing. How you going to say it's Floyd, but not Don King and the Arams and all these other fucking greedy ass promoters? It's not them. It's not one man. It's not Floyd. No, Floyd didn't fuck up anything. Floyd did what Floyd did. That's why Floyd's still able to do what he's doing. People are trying to follow a so-called Floyd blueprint, but look at their fucking weak resumes. Huh? Oh, but he fought guys when they were too old or too young. He was the master manipulator. All this bullshit. Instead of sitting here pointing fingers at a guy who's not even an active fighter, okay, but doing exhibitions, why don't you stop supporting these bullshit fucking fighters? It's your business who you support and whatever. I watch fighting because I love combat sports, okay? I'm not here to support no one particular fighter. I'm not, I hope he gets those. No, I'm just watching the fights. But how about we stop supporting nonsense? Like example, I'm not interested in this Jake Paul fight. Like, I can't wait to know. Because I give boxing news, certain fights I still won't watch because I'm not interested in it. If anything, I may watch highlights and go, okay, this is what I saw, this is what I think. But this is like disgusting, man, to be honest with you. And it just goes to show you. And notice, his ranking has nothing to do with the WBA, the WBO, the IBF. It's the WBC. And they are the kings of making bullshit belts. They're the kings of making their own bullshit rules and just doing things that try to stand out from every other sanctioning body. And they don't care if they be even being insulted. As long as you're talking about me, that's all I care about. Why? Because all press is good press. That's the business mind. And you have people that will tune in just so they can have something to bitch about. What I'm saying, this is ridiculous. You can't fucking, be a beginner at rugby and all of a sudden they're throwing you on teams with major players. You can't fucking be out here shooting ball in the fucking street parks and all that, and all of a sudden you're in the NBA. You can't. I mean, so everything, like, it's just weird, man. Like boxing, the people in boxing just allow such bullshit. It's like I sit here and I watch, and I wonder at times if I'm the only one that get that cringe feeling from the news that I hear. So, just saying. As a fighter, people, they just jealous because Jake Paul. No, stupid. They're not jealous, no damn Jake Paul, because Jake Paul is, no. It's fucking rotten. Like, this is unfair shit to real fighters. If you're not going to fight the very best guys, how many fights have Jake Paul had? 6 fights? I don't think 6, maybe 7. Okay. When you're like 6, 7 fights in, as a pro, okay, in the pro ranks, most of those guys are doing 4 rounders, then 6, then 8, then you finally work up to 10. Look at who he's been fighting. So, did they consider even promoting him higher because he beat Anderson Silva? And now this Paul guy? And let me say this. It's like I said, it's Sunday the 26th. I don't know when this fucking fight is, and I don't care. This shit could have happened yesterday for all I know. I don't care. But I'm making this video just to make the point. So if I find out that the fight already happened yesterday, just say because I was out with the family chilling and doing what I'm doing and did my training and all that shit. I don't know and I don't care. I'm just doing this video because I didn't do it already last week, this week, past week. So just saying, this is disgusting, y'all. I saw Oscar De La Hoya talking about it. He likes Jake Paul as a fighter. He's getting proven and getting better. As I said, this is not about Jake Paul. It's what they are allowing Jake Paul to do. What they are trying to do with Jake Paul. It's like everybody else. That's what it is. This is disgusting, man. This is disgusting. You don't see this shit in other sports. Just boxing. You don't see this shit, man. So, I remember when Kimbo Slice blew up and was popular. He got popular for what? YouTube videos. You know what he did, though? He said, I'm not a boxer. I'm not an MMA guy. I'm a street fighter, and I'll throw these at anybody, man. I'm just here to make money. You got to respect that. He didn't come in here telling you, man, I knock Mike Tyson out. I knock out this guy, that guy. No, that's not what he did. That is not what he did. And people had the nerve to say Kimbo Slice was overrated. No, he wasn't overrated. He was never seen as an MMA guy. He never claimed to be one. The idiots that saw him fight and saw the flaws in his style and said, oh man, they making a big deal. This guy's over. No, he's not overrated. How was he over fucking rated? Nobody said Kimbo Slice is the best fight. No. His success story of coming from street fighting to making his way into MMA, when he knocked out Tank Abbott, it was the perfect fighter for him. Why? Tank didn't know how to shoot and do wrestling holds and all this shit and jiu-jitsu and judo. He just was like one of them fucking bouncers and shit. Okay, he just threw punches. He was a wild guy. Kimbo Slice had the right opponent. He beat him. And they tried to give him those type of guys. And Kimbo Slice had stamina issues. There was things that you clearly could see. Like, yeah, he was green. He knows that. And forget what people are saying. You never heard Kimbo talking about how great he had. No, Kimbo knew he was green. When he was on the show Tough Enough, we saw him lose. I get the guy they called Big Country. We knew he wasn't an MMA guy. We knew he wasn't a boxer. And he started doing boxing afterwards. And, if he's so good, put him with Klitschko. And it's like, you guys are so ignorant, man. Who the fuck is sitting here saying Kimbo Slice is as good as Klitschko? Why would you even think that way? The guy is making his way in. I respect what he did, man. I respect what he did. And he's not telling you he's better than what he is. Jake Paul is doing that bullshit to get attention. And the more popularity you gain, that's what boxing is centered around. And that's what it's become. It's always been about money. It's always been about business first. Always. All this legacy. Do you think these people care about what you're talking about? Everything that we're hearing. Everything. You're seeing it the way you want to see it. But for what it actually is, it's business. And your opinions and my opinion don't give a shit to these people. Simple. Because where I can make a video and anybody else can make a video and you might get, a couple of hundred, maybe a couple of thousand views depending on, what type of video it is. These guys are like doing way bigger numbers, okay? So they don't care about what me and my subscribers think or anybody. No. All they care about, okay, they keep talking about Jake Paul, cool. Some people are going to like him, some people are going to not like him. As long as they're talking about him, it's more eyes. This isn't about me liking or not liking the Jake Paul. I don't know this dude. He does asshole type shit, yeah. He's a goofball, yeah. But at the end of the day, it's not about that. It's the point that he's being put in a position, okay? He's being propelled into a position that for him to win against this dude, when everybody's saying this, what is his name? Peter Fury, or not Peter, Paul, whatever his name is, Paul Orndorff, Paul Fury, whatever, Fufu Fury, whatever you want to call him. This guy has done nothing. He's not even good. And in fact, Jake Paul, from the first time he was supposed to fight, was already the favorite. Like, nobody believes in this guy. So how the fuck do you become ranked by beating him? So let's say if it was a close fight. Let's say no. Matter of fact, let's say if Jake Paul lost, does Fury get ranked now? And if he did, what would people say? Oh man, they just ranked him because his brother, because of his family name. Well, why would they rank Jake Paul? What has he done? Just saying. So yeah, this is not about a Jake Paul. Oh, I don't like him. No, I don't know this guy. This is just simply about the principles. And like I said, boxing has lost its essence. And real deal fighters are being overlooked and underrated. Fighters with more popularity because they have a big mouth. And they're known more for their personalities and endorsements than their actual fights are the ones who's starting to. Okay? So you have a handful of fighters that are respected, and then the rest is just, oh man, he's entertaining as fuck. Yo, I love this guy, man. Yo, you gotta love him. He's this. And all they're doing is making videos on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and all this bullshit. Talking and calling each other names like a bunch of little kids. Talk to me in the comment section. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all on the next video.